Well, hello there everyone. You've tuned in uxwbill. And I would like to start this video by saying that if I were going to be completely honest with you, I would tell you how very tired I am right now, especially after producing, directing, editing, starring in, and of course ultimately uploading the previous video about the repair of a porch skirt. In fact, I should probably be in bed asleep right now because I am very, very tired. But so great is my dedication to those of you in the viewing audience that I have decided to shoot another video for the weekend. Hopefully I'll get it uploaded before the weekend comes to an end, but I wouldn't bet on it because I think I've only got about a half an hour before midnight strikes. Anyway, I have not shot a video about this particular subject in a very long time, mainly because I have not had any interesting finds of this particular type. But that all changed the other day when I was browsing at one of the local junk stores, and I came across an absolutely awesome vintage box fan. It's the fan that you're looking at right now. Some of you probably already know what this is, but for those of you who don't, and because the grill happens to be on the wrong way right now, this is an Air King 2-speed box fan manufactured by the Berns Air King company. And the thing that really struck me about this is the amazing condition that the grills are in. The grill that you're looking at right now, which should actually be the rear grill, is completely unbroken. And if I turn the fan around so that you can actually see what is supposed to be the front grill, well, the front grill has very little damage. In fact, the only thing that's wrong with it is wrong with it in two places. Here at the bottom, one of these probably broke when somebody threaded the cord through it, and presumably at some point in this fan's life, perhaps the cord snapped taut, and that was the end of that particular slat in the grill. This other one, I don't know how that happened, but we never will. It's just one of those things that you chalk up to the sands of time and you move on. This particular fan is in pretty good mechanical shape, but it does have some rust on the metal case. You might be able to see that there on top. If you can't, well, you should probably demand a better upscaler from the manufacturer of the device that you're watching on, instead of complaining to me about how the video is not in high definition. But I digress. I don't know that I would go so far as to repaint this fan. I have a couple other vintage box fans in my collection that I have left them in as found condition, at least as far as cabinet condition and finish is concerned, because I'm not really skilled at that stuff. And Furhead, although he's got those skills, he doesn't really have the equipment to paint anything right now. And like I say, he's a pretty busy guy, so I'm not going to bother him. But I might do something like take some naval jelly rust remover to this, just to see what I might be able to accomplish. But other than that, this thing was a steal at $2. I couldn't believe my ears when I asked the proprietor of the shop to tell me what he wanted for the fan. I got it out of there before he could change his mind. You see, it's late. You can tell I'm jumbling all my words. But enough of that. A picture's worth 1,000 words and a video's worth 1 billion. So let's go ahead and unwind the power cord here and just give this thing a little run-up. We'll demonstrate it on high and low speeds alike. There's a little bit of a slapdash repair going on here. I'll bring it up to the camera so that you can maybe see it a little bit better. I'm guessing that the power cord endured some kind of an accident in this fan's life, and someone replaced it with one of these quick and dirty, but not too cheap and nasty, fast attachment electrical plugs. It's probably perfectly suitable and safe, but it just doesn't really sit well with me, and I think this fan might gain a new power cord anyway, because although the cord that's on it is presently intact, it's got that feeling to it that just suggests it may not be particularly long for this world, especially if the insulation is about to split and crack. Let's go ahead and get an extension cord here, and we'll run this thing up. And while I'm getting ready to do that, I'll talk to those of you in the viewing audience who don't understand and would like to talk trash about those of us who have an interest in vintage electric fans. I realize that lots of people like different things, but the truth of the matter is, if you don't understand why someone would want a vintage electric fan such as this, go out and buy yourself a $12 or $13 modern electric box fan. Plug it in. Then find someone or find a fan, a vintage fan that's for sale. Set the two side by side, and if the vintage fan is in good working order, which it probably is, turn them both on and compare their performance, compare their noise level, and I think you will understand immediately why people like these fans as much as they do, and why so many modern fans are crap. However, maybe there is some hope on the horizon, because these days it seems that the Air King name is actually controlled by Lasco. I did a web search on it just to see what might come up, found some vintage fan forum postings, didn't see a fan like this, but of course there are thousands of these fans around, all in different color schemes and configurations, motor speeds, motor types, things like that. I don't know who actually made the motor on this fan, but that's getting away from the subject that I wanted to discuss. It seems that Lasco has come to control the Air King name. Perhaps they bought out the Berns Air King company, or maybe they just happened to buy out the name. I really don't know, and I couldn't speak as to what may have happened there. What I can say is that while I was browsing the Lasco website, I noticed that the hope of a good quality, high-performance box fan may not be lost after all. It costs $129, but I've seen a fan on Lasco's website that while the motor perhaps looks a little bit wimpy, the case is metal, the blades are metal, the grills are metal, and I'm guardedly hopeful, especially after having read some reviews online, that maybe that particular fan, I'll post a link to it and a model down in the video description area so you can read about it and see one for yourself if you'd like, but I'm hoping maybe that is the beginning of the end for crappy, subpar, poor performing, and unreliable modern box fans. Maybe my hope is misplaced, but I'd love to see a modern box fan that's actually worth buying. I hope that Lasco makes that fan in the United States, and I'm hoping that most of the components that go in it are also made in the United States. But I've stalled for long enough. You probably all want to see this fan run, so let's go ahead and start it up. We'll put it on low speed. Runs very, very quietly. Very, very smoothly too. But if you really want to get things hopping, this thing's low speed is probably equivalent to a lot of crappy modern fans and their high speeds, or medium speeds. And those of you who are using headphones, turn down your volume right now at this point, because things are going to get a little crazy. We may even blow some loose stuff around the garage here as we kick it up to high speed. That thing's moving a ton of air. I'm standing here off to the side of it, not directly in front of the fan, and I can still feel the breeze. Let's go ahead and turn it off. Watch that thing spin down. Just incredible. There's the spin down. It's running in as-found condition right now. I haven't oiled or cleaned the motor. And that's something that most people never did, even though they knew they were supposed to during the lifetime of these fans. And the truth of the matter is, they ran for 30, 40, 50 or more years under severe neglect. When a modern fan that, again, should be more reliable with its permanently lubricated motor lasts about 6 months and then sounds like it's mowing grass before it seizes up and then a little fuse and the motor burns out. These fans oftentimes survive. These vintage fans oftentimes survive that kind of terrible treatment. I know this sounds like a big old rah-rah job for vintage fans. And I'm hoping that maybe a few of you who don't appreciate them might just catch the bug or at least understand that there is something better about these that makes them legitimately worth seeking out and saving. I'd still like to find a box fan that's on a stand, a proper box fan on a stand. I actually have a fan I'll be talking about in the near future. It's a little tiny box fan on a little tiny stand. I guess that's the best I can hope for because it's all I've been able to find. But I'll go ahead and draw this video to a close. Suffice it to say that I'm really stoked about this. It's the first excellent fan find that I've had in several years. So let's go ahead and run it up again. And I'll just let you listen to it first on low speed and then on high. Here's a spin down from low speed. And now here's high speed. Spin down from high speed. So, thank you as always for watching this video. I certainly hope you enjoyed it. And as always, if you have a comment, I'm certainly interested in hearing your views. So by all means, certainly do feel free to leave a comment if you happen to have one.